Hey, what's up, guys? Node Investor here. So, Bitcoin is finally pulling back. We're seeing some pause action, a little bit of corrective, healthy corrective action, in my opinion. And so, just want to bring a quick update, show you some levels to watch, some things that I'm watching here near term, as well as the big picture view on Bitcoin. And then I'll also point out a few altcoins here that I'm liking, some setups. The setups continue in the altcoins. They just continue to look good. They look strong all around. We're seeing some of the stronger ones from last week have normal pullbacks here, but in summary, the altcoins just continue to look very well. So I'll point out a few that I'm watching here, but mostly want to cover BTC here. So as you can see on the screen, we have the 1 hour chart on Bitstamp, and you can see after the pretty decent volume pullback here, we're just kind of stair-stepping our way lower, and this 10 EMA continues to be the point of resistance near term. And here we are just starting to rally off of this most recent low. We were definitely hitting some oversold conditions on the 1 hour, and so we're seeing a little bit of a bounce off the lows, but that's the level to be watching, that 10 EMA on the downtrend here. This is the 1 hour. If you go to the 4 hour charts, you can see that was a pretty clear break below the moving average, and here it's kind of drifting lower. Volume was also higher on that break than we had seen on the most recent rises. And so you guys know I follow volume quite a bit, and when I saw this big volume reversal near the top, that was kind of my early indicator that we were going to see some little bit of pulling back action finally. And in my opinion, it was needed. The level that I was watching here was this ascending channel here over the last couple of days, and you can see that break of the volume there was corresponding with the lower end of that channel. And so once we broke below that, then we're just starting to drift lower here, and now the trend has shifted here in the near term. And so we're starting to move lower, and I want to see a break of this pattern, right? This lower high pattern. This is the first test, but ultimately we need to change this to turn the corner here and stop the pullback. But the levels that I'm watching here in the very near term, the 7,800 level continues to be the first key area of support, and so that's right around here, that 7,700 level. And then above that, this most recent resistance that got taken out around 75. And so that zone in between there is what I'm looking at. That's going to be strong support around 75. Now, if you go to the daily chart, here's the thing to note. On the daily chart, we still have this broader downtrend that's in play, and you can see we've rallied pretty close to that, and we're pausing just below that, and we're letting this moving average catch up a little bit. The other thing to note is the RSI. And those of you guys that follow my RSI methodology, I have a saying that when something is bullish, it bottoms out around 40 RSI, and when it's bearish, the rallies off the lows tend to stop around the 60 RSI mark. And you can see here, during this whole downtrend, we've seen this RSI pause right around that 60 mark, and that's going to be the first key test, right? We have not yet cleared the RSI 60 on the daily charts for quite some time, since basically the start of 2018. So the last two big rallies we had paused right there. This most recent rally has taken us right back to the RSI 60. Now what I'm looking for here is a pullback and then a breakout that could correspond with a breakout above this broader downtrend resistance line. And getting that RSI above that would start to confirm that a pretty decent low has been established, and that would be good confirmation. Another thing to note is this bull momentum index is back in the bull zone, and that's the first time it's been in the bull zone since early March, and so that's positive. We're also back above the 10 EMA on the daily. That's positive. And in summary, this is just a good pullback, a good pause following the strong move we had last week. And so what I'm looking for here is some corrective actions, maybe some more sideways action, but the support area to be watching are between 7,800 down to around 7,500. I personally think we'll break below 78, but we'll probably settle above the 7,500. So somewhere in the middle, 76, 7,700 or so would be a good place to look at it. If we do a fib analysis on this and just do a retracement analysis from the breakout day here up to the most recent high. You can see that the 382 level aligns well with that 7,800 resistance or support. And so that'd be a good place to see if it can hold there. And then below that, the 618 level is just above 74. And so it would make sense to see something right in the middle there and it to settle out somewhere in between. But on the way up, ultimately, we're going to have to break this downtrend line. And so the level to watch on the upside over the next days to the next week or so are one, the trend line, which currently sits right around that 8,600 mark or so right now, and above that the last prior price resistance that we had around 9,100. So you can see we had a pretty big resistance level back here during this most recent bounce, and that would align well with this downtrend line. So getting through this little zone would be very bullish and would really start to confirm that the corner has been turned. And that's the level to be watching in the intermediate term, meaning the next week or so is going to be key to watch that $9,100 level. Let's take a look at some of the alts. So first on the list, LSK. I've been watching LSK versus BTC set up here over the last couple of weeks. It's been looking pretty strong off of the lows. Seen some very good volume patterns here. There's signs of accumulation as it's testing this resistance area here. And so the early signal will be a break right above the current level around that 130 mark or so. And then above that, the 134, 135 zone. But if you look at the daily chart on this one, it's looking really strong off the lows. It's trying to put in a good bottoming pattern, and a breakout above this would signal a good turn and confirmation of this most recent low we saw a couple of weeks ago. So keep an eye on LSK here near term. One of the ones that hasn't really rallied along with some of the other alts, but it's certainly looking like it's setting up here. Next is QuantStamp. Now I've been watching QuantStamp here. It was making this nice equilibrium pattern here. I took a trade on this while it was within the pattern. It's finally breaking out, and here it is retesting the trend line that it's breaking out, but the official breakout point is just above, getting above this 1950 level, give or take, is going to be the key area. So I'm going to be watching to see if we can start to close above this today, and that would really start to signal some more momentum to the upside. And you can see just coming off the lows, this has been very strong, some good volume patterns, and this most recent consolidation, this pennant that formed here at the lows, has been good to just let this thing pause and build some more steam for another break above. You can see the RSI is also starting to inch above that 60. The bull momentum zone is well in the bullish area, and so I'm keeping an eye on this one. If we can get above that 1950, we could see another rally. Next major resistance is going to be up here around that 2400 Satoshi level, and so that's quite a ways up. Now there is this wick that you got to keep an eye on here, but that was not very big volume compared to the prior 2 days, and so I'm not too concerned. We may see a little bit of a run, a pause there, and then a rally higher. So if this one can break out over the next day or two, definitely one to keep. The next one I want to point out is Litecoin. Now, Litecoin has not really participated in this alt rally as many of the other names have been strong versus Bitcoin. And I'm thinking we're seeing a pretty good low put in for Litecoin here. We saw a low a couple weeks back. We rallied, pulled right back, and here it is starting to round a corner, trying to put in another low. And so this is a key support area to watch on Litecoin versus BTC. If we zoom in here on the 4 hour, you can see over the last couple of days, it's really starting to round out a base here. And I'm thinking we're going to start to see Litecoin play a little bit of catch up, maybe some outperformance versus BTC. And so got to keep an eye on this one. It has not been as strong as, say, Ethereum or some of these other names that have really rallied versus BTC. You can see FBTC has been outperforming here, finally pausing, and so maybe we see some rotation back into Litecoin. So that's going to be it for now, guys. Just wanted to bring that quick update on BTC. There are plenty of other names still strong, still breaking out. Look at Icon, Cardano, Populous, Zill, Substratum, NEM, and there's just a handful of names that continue to rally here. And so this pause pullback on BTC is healthy in my opinion. I think it's just a brief pullback, and I believe the dips will be buyable, and that's what I'm going to be looking to do and add to positions on the pullbacks. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you like this, hit that like button, subscribe for further updates, and look out for that live stream tomorrow. Till next time, take care, everyone.